Good morning. Welcome to the Marshall County Board of Supervisors regular session, Wednesday, December 6th, 2023, here at 9 a.m. at the courthouse meeting room. Notice of public, the Board of Supervisors welcomes comments from the public during the time allowed for discussion. You're requested to approach the podium, use the microphone, state your name, and address for the record, and limit the time used to present your remarks in order that others may be given the opportunity to speak. The normal process on any agenda item is for the chair to read the item from the agenda. The board's given an opportunity to comment on the issue and or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate, and a roll call vote will follow. Roll call vote, please.
Heil.
Here.
Slosik.
Here.
Hibbs. Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do I have a motion to approve today's agenda?
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
We have the motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Heil.
Yes.
Slosik.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Yes.
On to consent agenda. 5A, approve minutes, regular session, November 22nd, 2023. Approve November 2023 claims. Approve claims as audited, and authorize the county auditor and recorder to issue the payment of the same. Listing of the claims paid at this meeting, and all claims paid in the current month will be published as part of the first meeting of the following month. 5D, personnel changes. Approve new hire, Treasurer's Office, Universal Clerk, Emma Ty. Permanent, full-time, 40 hours per week at $19.14 an hour. Start date on or after December 6, 2023. 5E, file manure management plans. Clemens Finisher Farm, ID 58020, 1460 120th Street, Clemens, with changes. And on to 5F, that is the end of the consent agenda. I'll entertain motions.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Heil.
Yes.
Slosik.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Yes.
Number 6, reappoint Board of Public Health members. This would be Dr. Ken Lyons through December 31st of 2026, Dr. Carrie Metzger through December 31st, 2025, James Goodman through December 31st, 2026, and Kim Elder through December 31st, 2026.
I'll make a motion that we reappoint the Board of Health members for 3-year terms as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, and do we have any discussion? I think we just note that currently who is serving and it does not need to be reappointed yet is Teresa Jenkins. She serves through 2024. All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Heil.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Yes.
Slosik.
Yes.
On to number 7. DevNet contract renewal. This contract with DevNet from March 1st, 2024 through February 28th, 2029 for software license, maintenance, and support. Authorize the chair to sign. This contract with DevNet. DevNet is our real estate software system that is utilized by our departments here for determining taxes, collecting taxes, assessment procedures, and other various things, including some of our web material that you're able to access online for county real estate. Is there any discussion from any of the departments on this DevNet contract renewal? We have our assessor.
Blaze Ware, Marshall County Assessor. We did have kind of a separate department head meeting. I don't think there's ever been any official action by my governing board or the conference board, which you guys are 1/3 vote of, to go ahead with a 5-year contract per se. I think it's always kind of just been paid out. So there was discussion that there's always that potential that the board could decide not to pay or allow that amount in my software budget. Which James had kindly said that he would take over if that ever is the case or anything like that. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. So that's all I
Are
have.
you pleased with the system?
I have some concerns.
How serious?
There are some things that I think aren't fixed in a timely manner. But that is just some of the concerns that I have. And there are some other concerns, but I just don't, I feel like that should be discussed at a different time.
Okay.
Any other discussion? James, anything to add?
No, nothing, standard 5-year, nothing major. The attorney had a chance to look it over and gave us some notes. Nan did a line-by-line renewal, or a review. It looks like she might be online now. She might have some comments, but nothing out of the ordinary, no.
Excellent. Nan, if you're online, if there's anything you'd like to add to it, we'd appreciate.
I have unmuted. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. We did, there was just a couple of changes from our previous contract. There was just one section that was added that was not real applicable to us. Of course, the dollar amounts changed, but they did not really go up as much as a lot of IT things have went up, as James can probably attest to, but we've seen numbers increasing. We did have a meeting and kind of discussed it. We do have an out clause, so we are not locked into this through the February of 2029. So if there's something that we're not happy with, there is kind of a process to get out of it. There really is no way that we could just like shut it off and be gone in 30 days anyway. That it is definitely a whole process to transfer over to another system anyway. So it's not something to just do in the short term cut over. When we did Tyler and made that decision, I think it was 18 months later is when we went did the go live. So I recommend approving this and signing it and going forward as we have been with DevNet.
Excellent. Thank you, Nan. I know when I was county treasurer, when the property tax reform law was passed, 2013-ish, that's what really, we had our own in-house system, that the recommendation of our in-house programmer had recommended us going to a different package that was available at that time. And DevNet was available. DevNet did a lot of work of really customizing their program to Marshall County on the ways that our personnel saw it best at that time. And I think the programmers of DevNet, since they've been over so far backwards for us, maybe it's caused some of the issues that we deal with today in the program. So I do appreciate our programmers willing to do that. Because I know some of the timeline things that Blaze shared of, we dealt with some of that in the treasurer's office too, but we always seem to make it right on time on our different deadlines, and I really appreciate their customer service. These software systems that are available out there to this day, getting good technical IT support is very critical, and the fact that they are available quicker and better than I've seen out of other products, I'm happy with, but any concerns that do come up along the way with the system, let us know and keep us aware so we can hopefully assist any way we can.
So Blaze, is it just that they don't respond to your concerns, or?
I think some of it's just reading the email fully, with some deadlines and stuff like that. There's also been some issues with the state changing laws that we all run into, so I understand with those take time, but there have been some things like where I've requested a report to be fixed multiple times and it just doesn't hit the certain deadline that I want it to. But other things kind of just do fall underneath that law change, and we don't know what the state's going to do. We program one way and then it messes things up later on. So we are working through that. It's just, there are just little nitpicky things.
Okay, thank you.
Maria, do you use DevNet a lot?
I used to when I was in the recorder side of
Okay.
the
Not as
office,
much now.
and not as much now, but I'm familiar with it, and I don't have anything bad to say.
Okay.
When I was there, they always responded to me in a timely manner, but that was my experience.
Awesome. Any further discussion? I'll entertain motions for this contract renewal.
I would make a motion to approve the 5-year contract with DevNet, March 1, 2024 through February 28th, 2029, for software license, maintenance, and support, and authorize the chair to sign.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and the second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Heil.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Yes.
Slosik.
Yes.
Under number 8, approve courthouse change order request from Bryholtz Construction. Discussion and possible action. Lucas?
Lucas Badke, Buildings and Grounds. The majority of what we have here are just housekeeping items. Actually, we have a credit coming back with the potential change orders that we have here. There's a large credit. They had initially quoted resodding the entire yard, and we said, no, we don't need to sod it, we can just seed it. So there was about an $18,000 credit there. So there's, with a couple other things, we had a couple windows that we needed to replace. I just kind of put on Bryholtz and be like, hey, you're here, can you do this for me? It worked out well for that, and then some other small things in some courtrooms that needed to be done. So it's all pretty generic, easy stuff. Like I said, it's about a $12,000, just under $13,000 credit when you add it all up. And my only request, if we do approve this, is authorize the chairman to sign the actual change orders. There's a change order coming. These are just what builds that change order. So.
How are we doing on working through the punch list?
We're really close. Jimmy from OPN is going to be here this morning at some point, and we're nailing down substantial completion dates on things, and punch list is really close. There aren't a lot of items left, but the things that are left just kind of take time to make through, but they don't really require a lot of manpower.
So what's left? Can you describe it?
We're still dealing with door issues. They're not major. It's more on the back end, on James's end, just clearing out some odd errors that we have. There are what's called door position switches in doors that we're having issues with, and that creates some complexities when we try to unlock a door. Like this door here, we have a few different ways that we can unlock it. You can do it by computer, you can do it by the fob. There are different sequences, and if we have our door position switches in place like they're supposed to be, that will help a lot. There's some weird errors on the door panels in the attic, and it's more technical things that we just need to get a couple of contractors back in for. Anything else?
Any other questions for Lucas? Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we approve the courthouse change order request from Bryholtz Construction and authorize the chairman to sign change order 11.
I'll second.
All right, we have the motion and the second. Blaze, do you have something? Thanks.
Blaze Ware, Marshall County Assessor. I know this isn't a part of the change orders, and it sounds like we're almost done with our punch list. I know I'd asked for a secure door for my office instead of a half-swing door. Lucas looked into it with the OPN architects. They said it could only be like a 28-inch door, I think, for ADA if we were to do the same secure door. I know a few of you have come and talked to me in my office personally, kind of have agreed, or at least it sounded like agreed, that you're on our side to put a door in that 41.5-inch space or frame one in. I think Jordan and Joel are also in agreement that we should have that for security reasons. We are one of the only offices, I think really the only office that doesn't have a secure door that our employees are behind for business hours like everyone else. So in the case if there was a shoot or anything like that, I have advised my office to contact their attorneys if anything did happen behind our counter, just in that purpose, because I think it's a little unfair that our office is the only one that does not have a secure door during business hours. I just wanted to bring that up.
Is it supposed to be ADD compliant because of employees?
I think so.
Potentially might
Potentially
be
would
with
my
us?
guess. That I don't know for sure. I know we just talked about it a few times. I just want to bring it up again.
Thanks. Lucas, can you
Lu-
clarify,
yeah,
it's,
I was
it's,
gonna
it's
say.
a, it's a 41-inch opening and the size of door build can only be 28, am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, by the time you get the swing requirements on doors and how far the door has to swing past, the largest door we can fit in there is 28 inches.
ADA compliance is 30,
I don't know exactly, but
is it 36?
28 is very, very small. Yeah.
Okay.
Joel, do you have an opinion on this?
Joel Phillips, Sheriff, Marsh County. Since you're asking my opinion, I think that obviously with the assessor's office, that is one of, especially during tax season, that's one of the more contentious offices. And I think that probably that would be my opinion to go ahead and get that secure door. That's one of those areas where, you know, the rest of the facility, we got those upgrades, those security processes in place. That's only makes sense to move forward with that. Not knowing what all the construction and the ADA issues would be, obviously I think it probably needs to be evaluated. You know, we want to make sure that there's a safe environment for the employees here, and do what we can to help them. That's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. So
This isn't anything we can make a decision on today, is it?
No, I don't think it's on the agenda.
It's not on the agenda, so we'll need to bring this up at another board meeting.
Correct.
Well, we would probably need more information about costs and what it would take, so. Yeah,
I mean, my kind of thought is, you put in a 28-inch door, and you ever come to a situation where you have the need for the 32, it looks like is the minimal requirement for ADA,
It could be accommodated for.
then I guess it's accommodated at that point in time if necessary.
My comment to this would be, if we're worried about security and a door, it's all, you know, if we're in an active shooter situation, there's a glass counter, it would be a glass door. It's not, I mean, it doesn't solve any problems. It's just a visual blocker is all it is. So if we're talking about security to that level, we're never going to achieve that.
Well, more likely what would happen with assessors' offices is when assessments go up and people aren't happy about it is they're gonna go in and
Yep.
more likely take a swing than come in with a gun. And
Yeah.
I mean, there's different varieties of ways, and it's important that the employees feel safe that there is a locked barrier, so that there isn't the possibility of any physical
Yeah.
harm.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with that totally. It's difficult to add a door. We could look into adding some sort of lock on the swinging door to make that barrier a little more difficult to get through. We are adding duress buttons into public counters and things that will get a hold of courthouse security quickly. You know, there are things, you know, situations build, that, you know, nobody just comes in and takes a swing at somebody. You know, it takes time to build to that. You know, we know when people are agitated. So I understand the need for a door. I get it. Like, it is one of two offices in the courthouse that have kind of a public counter area that don't secure to the offices. And it's unfortunate, but it's kind of the way the building laid out with the requirements that we need to have. We have to have a bigger public counter there because there are actually two offices. The GIS office on the backside, we made a little public counter there for them. So there were a lot of factors that built into a swinging door into that situation. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's not gonna be cheap either, so.
would you get us some costs on it?
Yeah, I think I'll have to look. I think I have that, but
Okay.
I'll double check.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other discussion on that? Did we do have the motion the second for, for the change orders? Any further discussion? I think we already asked that. Roll call vote, please.
Kyle?
Yes.
Hibbs?
Yes.
Sosik?
Yes.
On to number 9, additional buildings and grounds. Employee discussion, possible action. I know this is stemming from now that we're doing the courthouse and all the different employee setup, cleaning setup. We previously had an arrangement with the sheriff's office to have some public service or some service hours completed to do some cleaning. That's not available, so that's a lot of how this has arisen. So take it away, Lucas.
Yeah, thank you. So I had kind of worked up a proposal about adding a additional buildings and grounds employee, and this employee's main duty would be cleaning. I have currently 3 employees that work under me in the department, and they spend 1.5 to 2 hours cleaning every morning. You know, if we start adding up those man hours, we could really start to justify an employee pretty easily. And what these guys are doing aren't really to the level of cleaning that needs to be done, that the buildings deserve, that the employees deserve. You know, there's always more that could be done. And I just feel like it would be a big benefit for the county to have that additional employee. You know, I get requests all the time. Hey, my office didn't get vacuumed. Well, it got vacuumed, but maybe it didn't get vacuumed as well as it should have. So there's some definite needs there. We've had additional cleaning requests from a few different departments, and you know, I don't take my job lightly, and it's something that I think is really beneficial. So I had sent this kind of breakout to the Board of Supervisors about how we could potentially handle this budget neutral, and I think that's definitely possible. It would allow my other 3 employees, which are more skilled in some different areas, to really flex that and utilize that knowledge more and make better improvements around other facilities, the sheriff's office being a big factor in that, so.
So, go ahead, Steve.
Lucas, do you have employees that are working overtime at this point?
No, we don't, minimal. We do have some overtime, but it's really minimal. You know, it's 3-4 hours a week, and it's one employee one week and another week, so it doesn't add up to a lot.
We allow it though, don't we? We have a
Yes.
budget item.
Yeah, I
budget
have an
item
overtime
for
budget,
overtime,
yep.
yeah.
So I appreciate the information, it's helpful. I am wondering about if we add the position and keep it budget neutral, what doesn't happen?
I don't think it's so much what doesn't happen. I think it allows us to utilize our staff and not contract out third party as much, which is where we save a lot of money.
Third party for maintenance related, not necessarily cleaning.
Yeah, yep. We're able to tackle some of the bigger plumbing jobs, smaller remodel jobs. We paid a lot of money to have the election center kind of redone, and if I would have had another employee, we could have handled a lot more of that in-house. And it's things like that where I think we could really see some benefits. You know, drywall, paint, and carpet aren't expensive, and that's what a lot of what our needs are. And if we're able to free up those guys to really full court press on some of that stuff, just the time that we could free them up, we can make a lot of improvements. When I started in this department a lot of years ago, we had 7 employees. We had 6 full-time employees and 1 part-time employee. And I started as a part-time employee, and we are down to 4. We get a lot done. I mean, to the credit of my staff, we probably get just as much, if not more, done than when we had 7 employees, and that's wonderful. But it's it's stretched pretty thin.
So does this address the cleaning and maintenance at the sheriff's department?
Yeah, this would allow us to, I honestly think allow us to expand that cleaning.
So more hours out there
Yeah.
for them?
Yeah. Yeah, so we clean the courthouse, the annex, juvenile court services, the election center, and the sheriff's office. So you could swallow up 40 hours real quick.
Cleaning wise, and then
Yeah.
it frees up additional maintenance time for the sheriff's
Yes.
department?
Yes. Any other questions?
I don't-
I
Yeah,
I knew other
have you
people wanna
talked to,
chime
have
in.
you talked to Joel about
I
this?
have not. No, I didn't want to get anybody's hopes up. I have not. I think my real request here would just be, continue down the path of, if this is a direction we want to go, let's, post a job, get some applications, see what applicants look like, and kind of move forward with that.
Well, I think with all the beautiful upgrades of the courthouse, we obviously want to keep up our cleaning and maintenance here. We do know that we're looking at the potential upgrades out at the sheriff's office, and we want when that happens, we want to make sure that we're ahead of the game there, or depending on how things go, that we have maintenance staff out there to adequately take care of things out in the sheriff's office. And so because of that, I think it's important to have this conversation. I'm not really sure if I'm ready to make this decision today. I'd like to see what cleaning contract services, if all cleaning was outside contracted, and just see what that cost is versus just going with another employee. Either way, that would free up staff if we did that too. But just see I just want to see what that cost difference is and have kind of a better idea for going forward. But this is an important conversation to have because we kind of hustled and got back in the courthouse, and things have shifted, and we need to make sure that our maintenance needs are all being covered, and cleaning as well, because it's important to keep this place good and polished for the public. So
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Prior to
I'm-
the remodel, we didn't clean this building. My staff did not clean
Correct.
this building or the annex.
Yep.
So,
I would like to see too, just a breakout of how you envision hours being separated out.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I-
maintenance hours, cleaning hours, and, what gets done here and what you think is necessary here at the courthouse, the annex, and then at the sheriff's department as well,
Yeah.
and any other buildings that, are gonna be a significant chunk
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah, I would say those are the big three. The other two buildings are, they're pretty nominal compared to the square footage of, this building and the sheriff's office are our big ones.
I'd like to have some serious conversation with the sheriff,
Yeah,
and possibly within the next 2 weeks, and maybe we can bring this before the board again 2 weeks from now.
yeah. I will work on getting you all of that as soon as I can, and Joel and I will talk, and we'll put together a little more detailed proposal.
Okay,
excellent.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Does that mean we're technically tabling this, or?
I would say.
I'll entertain a motion to table.
I'll make a motion then that we table the discussion and possible action on an additional employee for buildings and grounds.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Laser Marsh County Assessor. I just want to take this time to say when we were down an employee, when Lucas found Judy, that was a great person to clean the courthouse, and that was a great time. We enjoyed her coming into the office and cleaning, so I just wanted to make that publicly known for Lucas and Judy as well.
Thanks. Anything else? Roll call vote, please.
Heil.
Yes.
Slosik.
Yes.
Hibbs.
Yes.
Let's see, removing the item from the table for possible discussion. Got a motion?
I would make a motion to remove this item from the table for discussion and possible action.
All right.
I'll second that.
Motion is second. Roll call vote, please.
Heil?
Yes.
Slosik?
Yes.
Hibbs?
Yes.
So this is the Marshall County Sheriff's Office and Jail Complex Design Upgrades. And this is the proposal that OPN gave us of the authorizing the chair to sign their proposal of $847,000 to move forward with that portion of the project.
Absolutely. So last time we spoke about this, we had some reservations. We said, let's dial this back. Let's get a little more targeted approach towards what we're looking for. So I reached out to OPN and I said, hey, I think we're going to pause on this. We're looking for some help more with the bond issue, some marketing type things, and basically our support from them is we need to focus a little more on the jail, work on that for me, and basically supporting materials at that point. The response I got back was, we have a team that does that. Would you like to hear about it? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So the sheriff and I had a Zoom meeting with OPN on Monday morning, and without any prior conversations, gal, I can't remember her name, basically said, well, we come in and we give you a timeline. You say you need to do this at this time, this at this time. We support you with all the materials that you need, and gave us a couple of recent bond referendums that they helped got passed, and I was pleased by it. I think it was what we were looking for. So, I felt like it filled the needs that we were going to need to push us over, over that hump. But I wanted to let you guys know that we have had those conversations, and I think the sheriff and I both felt positive about it. And it's an option if you want us to pursue that.
Did they give like a cost range?
No, it didn't go that far. It was more just, this is what we do, and this is how we can help support you, which I think is what we were looking for.
Is there anything we can review or look at with that?
Well, not at this time, but I wanted to make sure that was a direction we wanted to go. They said that they're more than happy to, get on a call with all of us, and we can ask those questions and, see what the next step looks like. I thought for us at this time was to say, hey, we've had these conversations. We have an option for a support team.
I'd be curious to know other municipalities or other counties that they may have worked on.
Yeah, I think
You
the
know,
most
like-
recent one, they did a fire station in Bettendorf. Yeah.
Okay.
That just passed in this, this last November.
All right.
If you would like, I can try and set up a Zoom call with them, albeit, I don't know who all would like to attend. If more than one of you, we'll have to set up a meeting, but we can start working on schedules if you want.
Yeah. I guess I would like to hear what they have to say.
Yeah,
Let's make it a meeting
Yeah.
then.
okay, all right. I will start to coordinate that.
Okay.
Joel,
Do you
anything
have
else to add?
comments?
Like Lucas said, that I think Casey was her name. More or less, she is involved in marketing and media. She makes sure that the message is clear, what the citizens want in a facility, and they also take into account what other bond referendums are potentially within the election year. So it's really focused on what we want them to do, and we all give a message that's clear, that we can relay to the citizens, and also be able to answer those tough questions, reach out to those public leaders or civic leaders to say, this is what our vision is this going to be acceptable to the public, and what does the public want in a sheriff's office? Are we meeting their needs, not only now, but in the future? So it's a really good conversation that, just to start it, I think probably could go a little further once we find out what we exactly want. And it seemed like She explained some of the roadblocks they've hit in the past and how to overcome them. And we went through the history of the sheriff's office and repurposing a former building, the bond issues we had previously with the jail. And so I think she really got a really good understanding on the county, the facility that we currently have. So I think it'd be a really good meeting just so we're on the same page, whether this is going to be a project we'll move forward with or not.
Thank you.
All right, sounds like we'll get a meeting set up for that, but there is no actual
Action
action
to
on
be
this item.
voted on.
So that means we gotta put it back on the table, right?
You know, I think we do. We really do. I would make a motion then to table the jail complex design upgrades. I guess that's all.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Motion second, any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Heil,
Yes.
Hibbs,
Yes.
Lossing.
Yes.
Thank you for all of that. On to number 11, public forum. Time set aside for the public to make comments on topics of county business other than those listed on the agenda. No action will be taken on any of these topics brought up in the public forum.
Kim Elder, Marshall County Emergency Management. Just wanted to update you guys on the siren project again. So the digipeters, which are the repeaters for the siren project, that was kind of a little tougher than just we knew where the sirens were gonna go. We didn't really know exactly where the digipeters were going. We were hoping to get the east, west, and central, and it looks like we have. So the west repeater, State Center has agreed to locate at their maintenance shed. There'll be a meter on that, so that'll come through the county. We'll have to figure out exactly where that'll be. It'll be minimal. It's a 110, 120, so it'd be very minimal meter. The central, the sheriff's office has agreed to set it in a place where there's already a pole with a light on it, so we'll replace that light onto the new pole. It'll be near the water tower out there. It's easier than putting it on top of the water tower. Same scenario with State Center. If they have to service it, they have to get somebody special to get on the water tower, whereas if it's on the pole, it's pretty standard operations. So that's taken care of. And then probably the hardest one, but I guess most steps would be privately owned. So Pickering Heartland Co-op has agreed to, with a hold harmless, which we're working on getting done through the county, put a pole out close to their entrance. So they have a spine line from the railroad that runs over, and there's a transformer there. It's a good location for us, and they've agreed to that. So we did have some old repeaters out there for the radio system, and they've worked with us for years on that. But so it looks like we're getting there. Just wanted to kind of give you an update on that.
That's good news.
Kim, that doesn't mean there'll be a siren there. It's
No,
just the
correct,
digipeder.
just the digipeter, correct.
Okay.
Yep, and these all, like I said, will be metered. They run 110, 120. They're
wouldn't
very
use them
minimal, yeah. They're just a radio up there basically repeating that and making sure. The sirens themselves can repeat to each other, but those are a backup. So if we lose a siren from a storm, power outage, even though they have battery backup, if there's a problem, then we have these digipeters to fill in that backbone, so.
And it's going on an existing pole at Pickering?
They'll all be new.
Oh,
Yeah, they'll
new
all be
pole.
new. Yep, exactly. Yep, so they'll all have the 50-foot poles and new wiring and new meters, everything done. Yep. So we'll work with State Center Municipal for theirs, for electrical, and then Alliant on the other two. Actually, the one out at the sheriff's office is already metered through that water tower, so we won't have to meter that one. It'll just run off basically the same power that security light does now, so, yep. Any questions on the siren project?
No.
Slow but sure.
Oh my, I know.
Thanks for all your work on that. We really appreciate it.
That's all right. And then Paul's helping quite a bit, and as soon as the equipment starts coming in, it'll be laid down out there. Should be coming in anytime. I'm hoping with the weather we've got right now and the minimal frost we have in the ground, we can really get started, even though it's late in the year. So, all right.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Kevin Husbo, Marsh County Veterans Affairs. Just an upgrade on our memorial project. I've spoke to a few organizations and spoke on it quite a bit. A lot of positive feedback. It checks a lot of boxes for everyone. It's for veterans. It's on county property, and it's on the gateway coming downtown, and it's on county property is the big one. And it's been a great rapport back from it. I have 3 levels. I was asked to set levels for donations. So silver level is up to $5,000, 5,000 to 10,000 is gold level, 10,000 and above is platinum. So last week I picked up a $5,000 donation from Dave and Kathy Thompson, and it checked a lot of boxes for them. So he won. I told him I'd announce that. We had a silver level, Dan and Tina Nelson.
Oh, my
They made a
goodness.
donation. I spoke at our Rotary group last night. I've got a phone call in to Terry Busby and Dennis Drager. And then in January, I'll be submitting a request into the Iowa Veterans Trust, who does fund a large portion of these. So I just wanted to update everybody on that. But everybody's so impressed with it, and McDine done an incredible job, bringing it to where it is. So a lot of positive feedback. Everybody really loves it and loves the concept of it. So just an update on all that. And
Great.
thank you for you guys for what you do.
Thank you, Kevin.
You bet. Any questions? Cool.
Any other public comment? Anyone on Zoom? All right. Hearing none, on to adjournment. The next regular session is Wednesday, December 20th, 2023 at 9 a.m. at the courthouse, first floor meeting room here, 1 East Main Street. All business to be acted upon at that session should be submitted to the County Auditor and Recorder's Office or the Board of Supervisors Office by Wednesday, December 13th, 2023 at noon. There being no further business to come before the board, the meeting is adjourned at 9:42 a.m. Make it a great day, everyone. Thanks.